What is up, everybody? This is Mark the Mike, and this is another The Wrestling Babble podcast by Wrestling Wink. I am Mark the Mike. I'm joined by Louis Beans.
What is up? What is up?
And like always, we say we have a ton of wrestling, but we actually do have a ton of wrestling this week. And like always, we kick off with the wrestling retrospect. So you picked, you pronounce her name, and I'll see if I can say it right.
Well, I know her first name is Mayu, so that's not
Mayu.
too bad.
Okay.
I did not remember when I picked her who she was, but now watching the matches back or just watching something that I've never seen, I realized, oh yeah, she was the well, she was the second assassin.
Yeah.
She was in the middle, right? It
Yeah.
was it Kyrie first, it was her, and then it was Io at the end, I think it was.
Yeah.
So that's where she was at least in American terms that I remember her from. So if you remember, we went through EO right a while ago.
Yeah.
This is from Lucha Underground. So
Yeah.
I
She
had to
was.
skip that
Yeah.
one.
Oh, okay.
I had to skip that one because I watched the entire thing where he fought all three. So I went to Stardom to find most of her matches before 2020.
Okay.
The first one I picked was a tag match. Um, this is actually all three of them in the same match. It is Io Shirai, Santana Garrett versus what is it, Iwatani
You were done it.
and Kairi Sane.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is from Stardom. It does not have a date for it, but it was put up at least 5 years ago. So definitely before 2020. Um, and well, again, the stuff they put each other through was ridiculous. I don't remember Stardom being so brutal, but yeah, it is. I mean, then again, if you watch this girl and Mercedes Monet and you see Mercedes leave with that big ass knot on her head, you start to understand why.
Yep. No, she got a big knot.
I will just say the highlights from this match are I don't remember Kyrie being so vicious. I don't think she even thinks she's bad in this match
Okay.
because I don't think in Stardom like it's as simple as good guy, good girl, bad girl.
Yeah.
I mean, there are heels and faces, but like they just beat the hell out of each other. They really do. Um, and I didn't think that Santana Garrett was gonna end up being the person to get the pin, but she did, thanks to some teamwork from EO. A moonsault into like a off the rope splash for her, and that's how they won the match.
Yep. Yep.
But I will say, watch this match because it is actually brutal.
Nice. Yeah. Stardom is quite brutal. They fuck each other up
Hmm.
and they bend each other to they break each other's backs anyway. My first match will be part of the. It was part of the WOH Championship tournament. This was a Ring of Honor, so this is the Women of Honor Championship. This was April 4th, 2018, and this is Deanna Perrazzo versus Miyu Itawari. I don't want to say her name so fucked up. Miyu. Okay. Um. So this was right before Deanna started getting on that role and being a multiple champion and stuff like that. So this was right before she left ROH and before she went to Impact. Very technician sound match, a very hard hitting match, very strong styles into this one. I actually really enjoyed it, and this match actually made me want to watch more of her stuff. After this, I was like, you know what, I gotta pick between matches, but it was a very fun match, and you could see like the glimpse of Diana Peraza kind of evolving her style as well. Really good match. This was on Ring of Honor Wrestling YouTube, and yeah, yeah, April 4th to 2018.
All right. The second match I have is Tam Nakano versus Mayu Iwatani. Um, I do not know. I did not do a wiki check to see if Tam is actually related to Bull. I don't know. Could be. But one thing I did find out is that she is a hell of a wrestler. I have heard her name before. in regards to Stardom, this match is 9-17-19.
Nice.
Also, this is another thing that this is a singles match, but this is one thing that I forgot about Mayu's character in Stardom. Not so much other places is that she is a like a silly person, which is hilarious because every time they throw the ticker tapes, like the
Yeah.
little rolls at them, she spins in the middle of the ring, so it covers her. It covers her from head to toe. I guess maybe it's funny, but it also I think is easier for the little the her team because
Sick.
in Stardom they had like a whole unit with them,
Yeah.
and so they're the ones that usually run in the ring and they grab the tape up, and so she spins and she looks like a mummy, and so the girls come and take it off of her like that, which I think is it ends up being easier. The cool thing about this match is that not only do you see her being vicious, again, like I said, they just beat the hell out of each other. The one thing I will say about Tam is that she does stuff that I think like I don't want to just give them all the credit, but it like the submissions that she has and some of the counters to Mayu's stuff, it's like some stuff that I just want to say like I don't think I've seen it in America. And then you started seeing it creep up slowly throughout the pandemic era,
Yeah.
where it was like maybe one of the only people who's done certain submissions the way she does it, I would say, is TJP.
Yeah.
Like the slickness of the and the fluidity of her movements and stuff like is TJP type stuff. So again, I'll give them a lot of credit for just wrestling a style that you just don't see here.
Yep.
It was creeping, but I want to say like around right before the pandemic, you really didn't see girls in America do this stuff. So congrats to them for doing that stuff earlier, and Mayu wins the match.
Yeah. My second one will be Io Shirai versus Miyu. This was year-end climax of 2016. So this is their big title tournament. This was for her first. This was her first. Her last world title before she went to WWE later on. Like I think she left like 2 years later. Um, but yeah, it was a. I haven't seen a lot of EO stuff like in this thing besides the one time we actually looked at her matches and stuff like that. So this one was a matchup I actually really enjoyed. Um, EO's evil in Japan. She
Hmm.
she did some mean suplexes, but I see the fluent like her the way Miu moves. She moves fluent. She has a lot of like she locks in and then she goes into other things and stuff like that. I like you were talking about TJP, like how he will slide into a single leg and then also have another move going into the next thing. I think she does a
Hmm.
lot of good stuff like that, and I actually like to see that more. I gotta check her current stuff out because I went more to the past and the present. But yeah, it was a great match. Yeah, this was 2016. This don't actually have the date of it because it's in Japanese. So
Do you know who won that one?
this was Io Shirai. This
Okay.
was her last title win she had in Japan, and this was when she was starting to make her way to U.S.
Okay. The last one I picked is, is a triple threat, also in Stardom. Again, this one does not have the date. It has, but it was uploaded at least 5 years ago. Um, this one is Kagetsu versus Io Shirai versus Mayu Iwatani. One other thing I don't know about them, but I noticed looking at these matches is that they have the if you know from today, the girl known as Starlight Kid,
Yeah,
they all have that mask style
the Tiger
from
Mask.
being on that from being on that team, I guess.
Yeah,
Like they were all involved with that. But it's funny to see that Mayu has it and then Io comes out separately, not as a part of the team, but she also has that mask. So I'm assuming they're part of like the same dojo and whatnot, which
yes,
makes sense when you think about it, because Didn't Kyrie at one point have one too?
Yes, Kari has one. They all have one. Kari,
So yeah, I guess.
Miyu, Io, and Starlight
So I
too.
guess they all do have it, and they were all a part of the same dojo, which
Yes.
is also cool. Again, this match is very, very hard hitting. The one thing that's different, I think that they do, as I because having seen Stardom when they became more present in America, when you see them do multi-woman matches, they have a very, very uh, I don't know if it's traditional, but like they take pride in having very, very solid multi-woman matches, and they do a lot of just a lot of stuff that you just don't see here. Well, uh, dare I say, like this is one of the best three ways women's matches I've seen, maybe since one of the matches like in NXT or like Impact.
Yeah.
Like most recently, like the way Impact does their multi woman matches, like it's really really good. Even though I'm not familiar with one of the girls here.
Okay.
And then another cool thing is that because I told you about them having teams. At one point in the match, the teams just start beating up on one of the girls outside. So it becomes a two-person match because the other girls outside getting jumped. It's hilarious. And the winner of this match is EO, but it's not by like pin or submission. It's actually like ver- through timeout because she throws Mayu out on top of the other girl, and neither one of them can get back to the ring in time. So, and it was also kind of because the teams were cheating. They were hitting them with the signs and stuff. Like they were just mean. Um, if I could pick one of the three to make sure you should watch, this is probably the one you should watch.
My last one is this don't have a date, but this definitely is probably like 2018, 2017. This is Miyu and Tony Storm versus Hana Kimura and Chris Wolf. This was a tag team match on Stardom. Again, don't have a date, but this looks like at least 2018, 2017. Very good, fun tag match. A very like very power heavy moves between Tony Storm and Miyu. They actually have a lot of good tag. I don't know how long they tagged, but it was actually they looked like they tagged before, and it was a very fun match. So I don't know the other two girls. I just know the Tony Storm and Miyu. But it was a fun match. One kind of had like a just I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but she had kind of like a ninja little like a little ninja suit and shit like that. It looked pretty
Hmm.
cool. But it was a fun match. Very technical match, and then Tony Storm being like her old self and pile driving people in the head. They win this tag team match, and yeah, this was when she was having her run on in Stardom. So, that was the last one, right?
Hmm.
All right, we go to the weekend wrestling. We get the next person later on today, and so we kick off with Monday Night Raw, and this was part two of the draft. As in we had part one last week. Part two is this started on Raw. So I'm gonna go through the draft picks real fast, and then we go to the TV show itself. Cause we went through all the SmackDown picks and not the Raw picks. So the Raw drafted one was Rhea Ripley. Drafted two was Seth freaking Rollins, and then the round one was just for SmackDown was Austin Theory and Charlotte Flair. Triple H announced that Brock Lesnar is a free agent. Round two, Undisputed Tag Team Champions, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. SmackDown got the Usos. Raw got the Judgment Day. The rest of the three, they could have just drafted all four of them together, and that would have just been one pick. I don't understand. SmackDown got Rey Mysterio, the LWO, Zelina Vega, Jackie Wow. See, they did it. They did all five people in one shot.
Hmm.
Round three got the women tag team champions on Raw, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. SmackDown got Asuka, Raw got Xavier and Kofi the New Day. SmackDown got the Brawling Brutes. They stay at SmackDown. Round four. This was the one that was just surprised me. Trish Stratus.
Hmm.
So we might get more than just a one out with Becky Lynch.
Oh, I hope so. That story's not finished.
Yeah, but the fact that she got drafted, so hopefully we see her more on TV. Um, SmackDown, Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Raw got Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler. SmackDown got LA Knight. Round 5 was Braun Strowman, Ricochet, the Bald and Beautiful. SmackDown got Shanti. Raw got the Meat, Bronson Reed. SmackDown got Elton Prince and Kit Wilson from Back from the Dead. Pretty Deadly's on SmackDown. Uh, Raw got Otis and Gable, Alpha Academy. SmackDown got Rick Boogs. Raw got Tana Chance and Kaden Carter. SmackDown got Cameron Grimes. And that was the end of the Raw selections. On Raw Talk, they actually added more for Raw. Akira Tozawa, Angel Humberto, Dana Brooke, Emma, Aegis Shear, which is uh, uh, Jinder Mahal's and the other two.
Hmm.
Johnny Gargano, Nikki Cross, Odyssey Jones, Piper Nevins, Riddick Moss, and Tegan Knox and Xia Li. They all are on Raw. And then SmackDown got Grayson Waller and Tamina.
Why did he get so many people? Why Raw get like 17 people and
Because
SmackDown
it's
only
three
get two?
hours. They always get more
Are they
people because of
gonna
the bigger
are they
roster.
gonna use them though?
Hopefully.
Let's see.
And then we got free agents: Baron Corbin, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, Elias, and Zion Quinn.
My only problem with that is I don't know why they didn't just draft Elias with Rick Boogs
They could have.
because they've been having that thing for like the past I don't like 2 months, 3 months
Yeah.
almost since
I
Boogs
was,
came
sur-
back.
I was surprised Ezekiel wasn't part of the draft.
Yeah, true that.
I
Or another brother. Who
don't
knows?
know. All right, so we kick off Monday Night Raw. We got Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins trade some words with each other. I actually loved the promo. I actually liked what Seth said to him as
Yes,
well.
sir.
He's scared of him. He's scared of Seth Rollins.
I mean, why wouldn't he?
Should be.
Stomp his head into the mat. Come on.
Great promo. And then we kick off with Damage Control. Bailey and Dakota Kai defeat Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez in a non-title match.
I'm
Yep.
damage control,
Uh,
but they won.
Go ahead. Say it again because I lost you.
I said they had some shenanigans, but it was because it was damage control shenanigans, not
Yes.
anybody else. So it made sense.
Yep. And they won. Then we go to Braun Strowman and Ricochet defeat the Alpha Academy. Great match. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. Again, like I said though, when the hell was the breakout? Was the breakout for Gable, man? Come on, stop wasting that, man.
Yep.
Every week, every week.
You got Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar were held back by security.
Cowboy. He set him up though.
Yep.
Brock set him up to get beat up by security. Well, to exhaust himself with security. But Cody got that right hand on him.
Yep.
So we'll see.
You got Matt Riddle defeat Jay Uso. It was a good match.
Yeah, and they gave him some time, but it was mostly story stuff. We had the spirit of Eddie Guerrero
Yes.
kick Jey Uso out of the ring.
Yes, he did. You got almost destroy Anthony Ellis.
Come on, man. What? Get out of here. I don't care about this. This is what I'm talking about with Omos.
Yeah.
When they have a chance to make him fight somebody worth a damn, besides kill Elias in 2 minutes, because I remember that happened twice. Why you gotta do your man dirty like that? But when they have a chance to make him fight somebody else, they make him fight generic nobody number 3. Okay,
The
okay.
Judgment Day were almost silenced by the WWE Universe. Great. I actually liked the whole promo
No,
segment.
no, they weren't. It was just It was
Yes.
just Dom being Dom.
And we got the Judgment Day versus the LWO.
And of course, they beat him like putties.
Yep, yep. And they get the win. In our main event was Seth Rollins versus Solo Sikoa ended in a brawl.
I mean, what did you expect?
Yeah,
They was gonna try to beat him up regardless.
I'm just saying he
For all
almost
that
won.
smack he was talking to Paul Heyman. Come on, man.
Seth almost won. Just saying. They got
Well, you
scared.
know,
They got
the
scared of what
bloodline
Roman
gotta
was gonna
do
do.
what the bloodline gotta do.
Yep, yep. Monday Night Raw, where you give it?
I give it a solid B plus. I think it was the stories and stuff were fine, but again, like I said, we still in the middle of them shifting.
Yeah,
Still too many of the same people every week. Why is my man Gable getting this treatment? Why? Why? I think the highlight for me personally was Dom getting booed off stage. Yes, sir.
yeah. This show's funny. Um, your thoughts on the draft?
I mean, I hope it works. Let's see if they can keeping people on one show.
Yeah. My only thing with the draft and my only complaint that I've noticed throughout the draft, no one really changed.
We mean like
Alpha
you,
Academy stayed on Raw. Bianca Belair is on SmackDown, but the people that she was fighting are all on SmackDown. As Damage Control, Asuka, people that she fought already. Like there's no new opponent, a lot of new opponents. There's a lot of the same opponents for Bianca Belair.
well now technically it's for a new belt.
Hopefully, we'll see. But yeah, I wish they did some more separation of the rosters, just so you have fresh bouts and not the same ones that could line up happening. And yeah, why Rhea Ripley could have just went with just Judgment Day. Y'all wasted one pick. You could have picked the whole Judgment Day. Look at Rey
Well,
Mysterio, the
they
whole LWO.
I get it. I get it. They chose to make her look like she was a badass, so it's alright.
They could have still made her look like a badass and be number one pick of the whole crew.
Well, they wanted to make her look more powerful than the crew. That's what
Then
I feel.
that is true. She is the powerful one. I don't think they will. I don't think none of them will talk back to
This is true.
her. Monday Night Raw, I'm gonna give it a B plus as well. The matches were solid, but again, I'm not crazy about the draft. They tried to do the war rooms this time. If you notice, they had the SmackDown room, they had the Monday Night Raw
Come
room,
on, man.
but it was not the same. I want more. I want more. I feel like you guys got to bring back the GM for both sides and actually had them try to cut each other's throats for picking people.
Yeah, it
That,
makes sense.
yeah.
The stakes, man. The stakes.
Yes, yes. We go to NXT. And we kick off with Wesley versus Drew Gulak, North American Championship
Gulak.
match. Very good
Gulak.
match. Really enjoyed it.
Solid match. Solid. Gulak. Doing the damn thing.
And Tyler Bates was on Wesley's corner, but after the match, when he raised his hand, he looked at something that it was not his.
You saw it in my eyes. He only wants the goal.
He only did it for the goal. I like. I 100% like what Wesley has been doing with the North American Championship. I think he's been having a killer run. So keep it going.
Yes, sir.
Great match.
Yes, sir.
Jason Jane defeats Gigi Dolan with a lot of blood.
She got busted open.
They got in trouble for
Gigi
that shit.
kicked. I'll just say Gigi got her one back. I
Yeah.
mean, she kicked the hell out of her. I guess she kicked her in the nose, and it was a wrap. So, but you know what? I'm not mad. There was the match itself was okay. There was a few phantom kicks here and there.
Oh, quite a few.
Again, like I said about people kicking and it looked like they don't be. In this
Nail.
case, it doesn't look
Yeah.
like Gigi doesn't train to kick. It
Yeah.
does look like she didn't want to kill her, but look what happened to the girl's face at the end.
Yeah. I feel like if you're gonna lay a kick in, at least lay it in. Try to lay it in because when you do the phantom ones, they look off.
And you make the other person look kind of ridiculous because they're trying to do what they're supposed to do,
Yeah.
but it's like just kick her in the head.
Axiom defeats Scripps. So mathematics defeats literature.
Oh, damn. I mean, that's messed up. Because in school, I hated math. Let me tell you, me and Scripps would have hung out and been friends. But anyway, that was a solid match. Like that was probably Scripps' best match so far.
Mm-hmm.
And I would actually like to see a rivalry between the two because of what happens at the end.
Yeah, that
He unmasks him. They don't now see. We know it's Reggie. The crowd knows it's Reggie, but you have to go with what was shown on camera. They did not show Reggie's face.
yes,
He had to lay down and whatever, so they did not say that's Reggie. So we'll see what they do.
yes. His name is
We'll see what they
Reginald,
do.
not Reggie.
No, he was Reggie. Sasha
um,
called him Reggie. That's all I'm saying.
I think this is probably one of my matches of the week. JD McDuggan versus Dragon Lee.
Yes, sir. Like Booker T always said, he said it during this match. JB McDonough, that number one stunner. That's it.
The match was insane. JD and Dragon Lee trying to just kill each other, and it's great. Um,
Yes, they did.
if you watch something, watch this match. That a ring apron, the Valley Driver was crazy.
Everything was crazy.
Yeah.
Brainbuster being damn near the end of the match and they're looking believable.
Yes.
The counters between the both of them, like okay, okay. The chops, the slaps, they out here fighting like they fighting for the championship. So
Yep. Yep. Joe Gacy defeats Joe Coffey. This win gave the Diaz that number one contendership for the tag team titles.
interesting, very interesting. The match was good. I'll say that. But the win actually interesting. Let's see where it goes.
Yep.
Uh, I don't know. This could be a good thing for the Diet, but then again, I don't think they're gonna win.
Either. Danny Palmer makes a debut against Tatum Paxley. Another flipper.
100% not familiar with her. Do you know where she's from?
Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
She's another one like Soul Sakura. Soul Sakura. Yeah, yeah, that's her name. Very similar to her. How they drafted her. Like pretty much this is when they were going to different towns and drafting people and like having the performance tryouts and stuff like that. So she came from one of those tryouts.
Okay, cool stuff.
So
I
another
mean,
flippy person.
she's definitely got a lot of things down though, so
Yeah.
that'll be cool to see. I mean, not for nothing. Like I will give I will give at least props because having just watched all those girls in Stardom, like some of the stuff she does kind of reminds me of that style. So
Yeah.
we'll see if she can refine that with like what they train her with there. So we'll see.
It did like a frog splash.
I like how she moves.
It was
Again, I like
different.
how she
Yeah.
moves.
It
Yeah.
was good. She's like long, but she's fast. So
It's just that on her feet, you see that she's comfortable like being off her feet, and
yeah.
then like she can move just differently from like traditional beginning wrestler. So I'm like, all right, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Looking forward to seeing him more of her down the road. But it was a good match. That frog splash looked pretty sick.
Hmm.
Cause that one she touched her toes. Who touched their toes doing frog splash? Nobody. Anyway, Double Fire and Elsa Dawn defeat Kaden Carter and Katana Chance for the NXT Women's Championship. And they're going both to a different brand. So great match though,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Probably, I would say probably the best women's tag match this week.
and probably a good way to go home with it too. Like they're both going to their different brands. So that was a good end of an era kind of thing for NXT. If I wonder what they're gonna do with the tag titles. If they're gonna get stripped or they're gonna let them losing them down the road.
Hmm. This is true.
And then last but not least, we got Indy Hartwell vacates the championship, so he could vacate, got another title. And Dexter Loomis comes and helps her out the ring.
Cause getting
NXT,
in the ring with that boot, I could tell she was hating it.
yeah,
So they shout outs to Dexter for helping her out there. There
yep.
you go.
What do you give NXT?
NXT, I might give it an A minus. I mean, the matches were damn sure good. The stories, I actually liked the stories this week. There weren't too many soft spots this week. And I'd say shout outs to the little clip they were showing even for Von Vanilla
Yeah,
about his past stuff. That's actually pretty cool to know
made
about
him a
him.
little interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Um, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll go A. I go A. That J.D. Madigan and Dragon Lee was phenomenal. Wesley title defense was phenomenal as well. So yeah, I got an A from me. Um, we go next to AEW Dynamite. So I have a lot of bad and good with this show. But first match is the 8-man tag. It is Orange Cassidy, Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, and Bandito versus the Jericho Appreciation Society. Guess who wins? Because if you see this poster and you see who's on Jericho's side, you know who's gonna win.
Who's that?
Cole, Strong, Bandito, Orange Cassidy. They got the Putty Patrol of the JSA going after them.
This is true. This is true. Hey, wait a second. Don't talk about Daddy Magic like that. How dare you?
Yeah, he's a putty. Sorry, I'm calling
He's
him
not a
like I
putty.
see it.
He's not a putty. He's a weaker villain. That's all he is. He's a
He's
monster.
he's
He's a
he's
man in a suit.
so
He's
you
one
got
of the ones that
Squat
they
and
have to.
Babu and two other putties.
No, he's one of the monsters that they kill with a gun.
All right, so he's like,
They have to transform and use the weapons, put all five weapons together to beat him. Yeah,
okay.
he's one of those. He's not a putty.
It was nice seeing Roger Strong back in the ring, killing people with that backbreakers and stuff. It was a right match. I see the storyline going. I think I appreciate the storyline moving forward more than I actually appreciate the match itself. So
Mm-mm.
it's alright.
I agree. I agree.
Um, you got Backpool Combat Club speaks. Brian talking the shit, saying that he's better than Brett.
I ain't mad.
Hey man, it's his opinion. It is all it is. But I will say like he's probably is one of the best wrestlers on the planet. Then you got again, you watch to see the poster of the match and you know who's gonna win. Willow Nightingale versus Saraya.
Yeah, this. Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
You
I didn't.
see,
I won't say it was a bad match though.
it wasn't bad
It's
that
just
bad.
it wasn't. It was not that long.
No.
That's the one thing. The one criticism I can give to it. Besides the predictability, this was not that long of a match. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't that long. And also like you could get people to get surprise wins. Like Hayter and Britt Baker could have cost her the match, and you still would have been
That's
fine
true.
with Sierra. So I was like, give Nightingale could get boosted up by a lot if she gets a win off of Saraya.
That's true. 100%.
So it is what it is. What else? Uh, Tres de Mayo Trios Battle Royal.
So this one was, I guess, their celebration of Cinco de Mayo.
I guess it was okay.
I mean, it depends on if you care for any of the teams in the match.
I know who was gonna win. There was all right for their excuse. There's two teams that would have won this, and that is all. Dark Order's not gonna win it. This dude butchering a blade in them, they ain't gonna win it. QT Marshall ain't winning shit, and the other team's not gonna win. It's gonna be Penta, the Valkyro, and Phoenix, or the Acclaim. It's gonna be one of those two. And when I saw this thing, I was like, watch Acclaim win.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it.
Dark Order ain't winning
I get
shit.
it. Come on, man. Why you gotta be like that?
It's been been like 5 years. They still haven't won shit.
All right, fine, fine.
3 years.
Yeah, I mean that kind of it does kind of suck
Yeah.
every time. Every time you see the Dark Order in a position where they could win something, they don't win nothing.
So number
So,
one contenders are the Acclaim.
like you said, again, I thought it was kind of fun. They had their spots there, but yeah, it was very, very predictable. You right.
So
You right.
they did say, House of Black. I think they did it on Rampage. So I'm kind of skipping a little bit, but oh no, they said it here. House rules. So basically, the House of Black have their own set of rules for the trios title. So if you want to take a challenge, just go by their rules. There's 20 seconds countouts on the floor, no rope breaks, and DQs are not enforced. So they go extreme matches. There you go.
Okay. All right.
Because they want to beat your ass and make you bleed.
Mhm. Mhm.
We got Kenny Omega speaks. I actually dug that. I actually liked the promos. Probably the highlight of promos on that show besides Brian's.
I don't know,
And
man. I don't know. There's one more thing that happened on
it's coming.
Dynamite that I thought was great.
Warlow in action. I don't know why the TNT champion has to have squash matches, but he has squash matches. I don't fucking understand that.
Same. He's in the same boat as Omos,
Yeah,
trying to build this guy as a monster. But
but he
we
has a
know
title.
we know. Oh no, I'm not finished though. But we know Warlow is good. You know what I mean? He can have good matches. But here we are, putties. I'm
Yeah,
trying to understand.
yeah, I don't understand. He has a title. Like, why is he fighting squash? At least almost excuse. He don't have a title. You could highlight him against two or three opponents at one time. This dude, he has a title. Let him fight, defend his title. Anyway, they tripped
Yeah.
Sandy Fork, Ricky Stark. Oh, that was something else. Oh, that was actually pretty funny.
Yeah. To the chicken farm,
Yeah, that was funny.
to Sandy Fork. I think it's Delaware. I think it is where they live.
Yes.
Yeah, this whole thing actually had me dying. Like, see, this is type of stuff when you use these guys that are characters already. Like,
Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
I was fine with
So I
it. I
appreciate
still don't like them keep getting title shots, but this was a good segment. It was funny. You got Stark versus Juice Robinson.
I mean, like you said, you knew what was gonna happen though.
Yeah.
It's part of the Bullet Club and Switchblade.
Yes. But Stark gets the win. But it
Yes,
wasn't against Switchblade. If he fought Switchblade,
it
he
was
was gonna
against.
lose.
Yeah, but you know he was going to catch his beat down at the end. So
Yep, yep. And then the Four Pillars tag team match. You got the Darby Allin and Jack Perry versus MJF and Sammy Guevara.
I mean,
Perry and Allin win.
not bad.
Those are
Not
alright.
I mean the match itself not bad. So I'm not upset over that. It's just the outcome. I guess even that one
Yes.
knew was going to happen. So
Yep, yep, yep. So overall, what do you give the show?
I mean I'll give it a. I want to give it like a B minus, just because everything was. You can kind of just sit there and point everything out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
I 100% agree with that. Like you could point everything in that style. It's kind of annoying.
like
Um,
that's the main issue. That's the main issue. Is I'm not mad at the quality of the matches or nothing like that. It's just damn it. I thought we were gonna get something to change my expectations. Nope.
no.
No, we did not.
I will give it a C. That'll be my rating. I did catch Impact because Trinity debuted this week,
I did watch that.
and it was nice seeing her. I'm happy to see her. Happy she's in Impact. Impact has one of those strongest women's divisions, so I think she could help shine and also get eyes on it as well. So I'm happy to see her there.
Hmm.
Did you watch the whole show or just?
No, no, I watched the presentation when she came out and when she was talking about the people she wants to fight, and then Diana and then Jordan came out.
Yeah. I did like the opening bout was Moose and Brian Myers versus Yua and Ben Bupenber. I don't know how to speak their names.
Hmm.
Gunjer, there you go. Gunjer and Yua. It was a good
Hmm.
match. I like seeing Brian Myers, so I was happy to see him wrestle. Um, there was another match. So Sammy Callahan versus Khan of the design, and then he had a bunch of people come out of nowhere and beat down Callahan. It's a bunch of dudes with yellow heads, little yellow hoods. Um, the Dango searching for Santino was hilarious throughout the whole show. Anytime you saw him, you saw Breezy in his collage, which was hilarious as hell. That whole segment, like, it is worth watching. So watch it, especially if you liked the Fashion Files. This was 100% the Fashion Files. It was great.
Yes.
That shit had me rolling. Ashley Edwards versus Jody Treat. Jody Treat, threat. Jody Treat or Jody Threat?
This threat. She's the one that got murdered by Athena not too long ago.
Oh, okay. She's doing pretty solid on Impact.
Yeah, because they let her not be a putty.
There you go.
Because you know the style of Impact. It doesn't matter how good you are, they're gonna make you a putty if you fight one of their stars.
Yep,
So
yep. And then we had Jonathan Gresham. Well, you had the world champion tagging. PCO, Heath, and Rhino. They defeat Macklin and Caffeine Sign. I don't know his name. I don't know. There was a decent match. But the main event was Jonathan Gresham versus Mike Bailey. Gresham wins, and he's the number contender for the X Division Championship. Um, why does Gresham look like a small Carl Winslow?
I guess he chose the number 3 on the chart when they cut his hair.
He just said, "I want the mustache." He looks like
Hmm.
a '70s wrestler. All right. Impact. I'll give a B plus. It was solid. It had a solid story. If you go into it, again, the main event was really good, and I like the little stories in between it. The fashion file things that Dangle was doing was hilarious. So definitely check it out. Move on to Friday Night SmackDown, and that is in Puerto Rico. Now, that crowd was loud for both nights. I actually really am proud that they were fucking that loud. You had the LWO and the Judgment Day engaged in physicality in the beginning of the show.
They was putting foots and hands to each other. Yes, sir.
Yep, yep. And then we kick off with the OC defeat the Viking Raiders in the solid tag match.
I'm surprised they won, but they have to because they just came back.
Yep. And AJ style, Uncle AJ was on the commentating booth.
I wonder if he's ready. Is he ready yet?
He's part of well, when we get to Backlash, they announced the two three ways in both shows.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Bianca Belair fought off Damage Control with the help of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
And so, like you said, still continuing the same stories.
Yep,
Still got the same rivals. And this will continue because they will be on SmackDown.
that's just. We got the Street Profits versus Imperium. Solid match, and I thought it was a clean match.
That was a very good match. Probably, in my opinion, the best match on the show. Very, very good.
And
And once again, always a treat to see Montez fly. So,
yep, yep.
yes, sir.
Cody vowed to defeat Brock Lesnar to get back on the road to finishing the story.
I mean, they believed him. And because they believed in him, I think he worked some magic on
Yeah.
Saturday. So
Yep,
we'll
yep.
see.
And Shinsuke Nakamura defeats Karrion Cross.
It was a decent match. I think the one thing I could at least say was that it was one of the longer matches on the show. So
Yeah,
at least they gave him some time.
yeah. And then our main event was Rey Mysterio's Lena Vega defeat Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley. Wow, they actually won. And it
Well,
comes
I
in,
mean,
they don't win.
I mean, I feel like they 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 needed to give Ray something
Yeah,
because then they lose on Monday.
yeah.
So
It was a good match. Then also Bad Bunny reunites the LWO and chases the Judgment Day out.
because they couldn't take the loss. You know how it is.
Yep, yep. They're so losers. They don't like to lose.
Always saw losers.
SmackDown, what you give it?
SmackDown, I'm gonna give it an A minus. I thought it was actually the better of the two shows this week.
Yeah,
I mean, I still have some fatigue, some wrestler fatigue,
yep.
but we're still in the middle of the transition. But I think again, like I said, some of the matches here were actually very, very high quality. So that's good. That's good.
Yeah. We go to Rampage, and Rampage started
I
off with the
watched Rampage except for the one thing. So
okay. So Lucha Bros versus Lucha Bros and Valkino versus Hobbs, Marshall, and Solo. Guess who won?
Lucha Bros and Vikingo.
There you go. You bet a whole life on that. Another J Cargill squash match. I move on. No one cares who she fought because there was nobody. Marcus Briscoe versus Princeton Vance. That was an okay match. Nothing special.
Hmm.
This is where you watch this this show. It was for the firm deletion. This is at the Hardy compound. It's Hook. I forgot Hook was in this match.
Hmm.
When I first saw it, I was like, oh shit, yeah, Hook was in this. It was Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, Hook, and what's his the Quincy? It's Quincy, right?
Oh,
Uh, the
Jeff Hart? No, on the Good Guys team?
the
No, that
part.
was A. That was A.
Oh, okay, yeah. I forget his name.
Hmm.
With against Big Cass or whatever his name is now. Um, Ethan
Will.
Page,
William.
William,
Big Bill.
Big Bill, whatever his name is now. I don't care anymore. Um,
Mm.
Ethan Page, Stokely Hathaway, Big Bill, and Lee Moriarty. Um, that's fun.
I think it was probably one of the funniest things they've done in a little bit. I think the magic was there. I think the right team won. They made Ethan Page pay for his sins.
Yes, they did.
And again, they used everybody well. They used the kids well. They used the farm well. They had some, I don't want to say surprises. You could kind of tell it was
Yeah,
going to go to a broken Zay.
yeah,
So Zay showed up. Rebby showed up. The kids showed up. It was good. It was fun.
it was fun. It was a good match. Definitely check it out. Watch Hardy's son's Swanton Stokely halfway in the nuts. It's hilarious. He got beat up by his wife too.
That's what I said. Yeah,
Yeah,
Rebby
yeah,
came back, beat him up.
yeah. Everyone beat him up. He had it coming though. In his
He
Nation's
was talking
Domination
trash.
tights.
He was talking trash. Why you going to insult that child's handwriting? Come on, man. He's a kid.
Yeah, that shit was funny. Rampage, I'll give a. I'll go see. That was the highlight of it. We go to. Oh, we could do our review of Backlash before we go. So, WWE Backlash was also in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. One thing I give a lot of love to the crowd. The crowd was alive throughout the whole show. They were
Yes,
loud.
sir.
They were energetic. They cheered for everybody. That was great. Um, our first was except for one person, but we go. Our first match of the night was Bianca Belair versus Io Sky for the Raw Women's Championship. Very good match,
That was solid. I say one of Bianca's best matches.
but Io was the one getting cheered.
She was the fan favorite. Clearly, we thought it was gonna be her night. I was hoping. That was my pick.
That was my pick as well. Well, I thought I picked. Did I? Yeah, I did pick her. Really good match. They both have great chemistry to each other. They both fought each other
Hmm.
in NXT, so it was nice seeing them go at it, giving time as well. And that crowd was eating it all up. So yeah, Bianca wins, retains her title, and there was some shenanigans with Bailey. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. She tugged Bianca Belair's hair when Io Shirai went for the backflip.
Yeah, yeah. And Bianca got up
Yep.
because she was mad. because you don't touch her hair.
No, I'm saying that she did it on purpose to wake up Bianca.
No, you can see her trying to hold her down,
No,
but
she did
that's
not.
that's
She was
Bianca's
waking her up.
superpower.
She was waking her up to move. I wonder if they actually show that. Like she was like waking her. It looked like she was tugging it to wake her up because she was staring
No,
at it
she
and
was
make sure
doing
she
the
was not getting looked at.
she was doing the thing where she was hiding from the ref
I'm just saying.
and trying to hold her down. But the thing about Bianca is that she said it on. If you say it in the universe, it has to become a part of your moveset. If you touch her hair, that makes her mad.
I'm just saying.
So
She did
that's
it
why
on
she got up.
purpose. Bailey tugged her hair on purpose.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But not to make her get up to
Yes, she
help
did.
Io. It's
She
just
wanted
it
Io to
backfired.
lose. She didn't want Io to win.
No, that's not. I mean, maybe they might spin it that way,
I'm just
but
saying.
that's not what she was doing.
I saw the shadiness. I see it. I'm onto you, Bailey. Try to screw over like Io Shirai. That's what I think happened. But it was a good match. Very good match.
Hmm.
What do you give it?
I give it a 4.5. I think it was one of the best matches of the night. Like solid for the in ring and everything,
Yeah.
and just to see Io go out there and kill it,
Yep.
I thought it was great.
I go 4.25. I was very happy with it. Umas versus Seth freaking Rollins.
I think Seth put on a good match with Omos to make it more than just a SmackDown match
Yes.
or a Raw match. So I think that's where the match actually did well.
Super stomp.
Got to do it.
Yep.
Got to do it. And you gotta sell a man, the giant man, like a giant. So I think the offense that Seth had always being just almost and not enough against him,
Yeah.
I think that worked.
Yeah. I liked it. I actually think this is almost best match. Seth did a lot of the going for the leg, going for like just bringing him down and getting him down to his level as well. One thing I shout out to Minion. Minion was like, how he has to take like curve stomps to take the Seth Rollins, and then one F5 and one power slam to get Strowman and Lesnar. I was like, the weight difference.
Yeah,
Seth Rollins is almost 200 pounds. Lesnar is like almost 300. Strowman's almost his weight. I was like, that's the weight difference. It makes sense him doing it 3 times.
yeah, but also it's not just the weight; it's
Yeah.
just also just the being. They're
Yeah.
like giant men, so they're
Yes.
like almost. It's like maybe he's a head height higher than both of those guys, and then Strowman, he's even less so.
Yeah.
So again, it's just like, yeah, but they're different human beings. Seth Rollins looks like a normal person fighting though. Brock Lesnar does not look like a normal person.
Yes.
Sorry.
It was good. What do you give it?
I give it a 3.75. Again, I thought it was one of the better Omos matches.
I go.
He's
Yeah.
he's getting there. I think he's getting there. But again, I think some of his offense needs to not just be so stilted,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't look as natural yet as Strowman looks.
Yeah. And it took
That's
him a
my
while to
thing.
get there.
Yeah. But
So,
it's just like he's not there yet. So
all right. I'll go. I'll go 3.5. I thought it was alright. It was fun. Probably the most entertaining almost match. Austin Theory versus Bronson Reed versus Bobby Lashley for the U.S. title.
this was Big Meaty Men Part 2, I think it was.
With cream in the
uh I mean, I pretty much called it. I knew Theory was going to be in the match. He was not letting them steal his title. He's a smart guy. He let them at some points beat up each other. He tried to remember like a third of the match. He was directing traffic against Bobby Lashley.
Yes.
So like you got to take all this stuff into consideration. He was not taking damage for like a good chunk of that match.
It
He
backfired a
also
lot of
had.
times too.
Don't forget, Bobby Lashley also had a giant man fall on him to the outside.
Yes.
So Bobby Lashley here was like he was catching it. He was catching lumps.
It was a
So
good match. Very good U.S. title defense. What do you give it?
I'm gonna give it a 4.
I go
Solid.
4.
And I think Theory being the way he was in the match was very smart.
Yes. SmackDown Women's Championship match. You got Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega.
And this was, I think the crowd being behind it made the way they were behind her made it so much better. It also helped her like stay focused because again, I didn't think she was going to win, but this was basically a David and Goliath match.
Yes.
She was a mouse in a mouse trap stuck in there with a cat. That's basically what it was. He was
Yes.
trying not to get mauled. So
Very good match. Very good match.
I
I
thought it
actually
was
like the
very
her
good.
Puerto Rico flag thing. It was pretty
Hmm.
cool. Yeah, the emotions. Like I think it caught me more included into it because she was crying in the beginning of the match and things like that. But it was
Hmm.
extremely good. Very good match. Rhea still champion. I liked her gear too.
Yeah, I like the year. I like the use of different moves against Zelina. I like the
Yes.
submission she had on her, and eventually she did what we all knew she was gonna do. Another Zelina pretzel.
Yep. Yep.
Take it home, yo.
Shout out to her gear. Her gear was homage to Damian Priest's WrestleMania gear. The white and
So,
purple and shit. Yeah.
well, I thought it was because they asked her, and she was like she wanted to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because I think when she was on After the Bell, she said Grace had asked her, "Was there ever a chance of you wearing white?" And she said, "I think she said she wanted to." So I guess she just picked the time.
Yeah. She was this is the second time wearing white. She wore the Vegeta suit.
No, no, I'm talking about during Judgment Day run.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
She
But
never wore white during Judgment Day's run.
yeah.
That was
But
a specific thing. I understand she wore different stuff. I'm just saying
yeah.
this was recent, and he asked her that question.
I dug it because again, if you looked at his outfit that WrestleMania that he teamed with Bad Bunny, it was the same colors, same design too.
I don't doubt they have a similar or the same gear maker.
Yeah,
Probably
it was cool.
they were in a team. You saw what he wore. He wore
Yes,
his PR inspired gear that night. White also,
yes,
and
yes.
he's also in the Judgment Day.
I liked it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. What do you give this match?
I'll give it a 4.5 as well. I think this one, while maybe not as technically and wrestling wise as let's see robust as because they didn't really do that much to each other as Io and Bianca did. But I think for the reactions, I think for the emotions, I think for just there's another factor to the match
Yeah.
that I think put it up there for me.
Yep. Yep.
I also feel bad because I think like it just took so long for Selena to get a spotlight.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, man, she had the chocolates in the match and everything. Like there's a lot that went into it. So
Yes. I dug it. I dug it. I'll go 4.25. It was very fun. Next match is Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest in the San Juan Street Fight.
I thought this was actually unexpectedly very good.
I
I think
wanted.
this was
Sorry. Go ahead.
an equivalent to like the first Logan Paul match when you saw how good he was. Because Bad Bunny, when he first debuted, he didn't get to do as much.
Yeah.
He was in a tag situation. Obviously, he did John Morrison die in his match?
Yes.
Yeah, so unexpected things happened in that first match.
Yeah.
So this was his first singles match, and I think it was very, very good. And again, the crowd helped. Like them being behind him, them singing his song,
Yeah.
them basically pushing him to win the match. I thought helped a lot. I
Yeah.
thought the way Priest responded to things during the match, his facial expressions during some things, I thought it helped a lot.
Yes.
And I thought like, okay, how's he gonna win? Okay, a body part, tell the leg. There you go. And then that helped him not just be some guy pretending to lose to his friend. No, it made it look more realistic. I like that. So
Yeah. And not only but the surprises we got in this match as well. Like I was saying, like I agree. A lot of people were saying this as well that this should have ended tonight, just because the spots and just one Canadian destroyer finishing a match. Oh my god.
that's true. That's
It
true.
was actually a pin. But also the surprises in Carlito and Savio Vega and all that shit. That was actually really dope to see. Freaking Carlito was jacked as hell and spitting in the face and everything, doing the Apple shit. It was all great. That's
Hmm.
why I would agree with it being able to close out. Like honestly, you want to leave that crowd going insane for the rest of that end of the night. But again, the crowd was electric for the rest of the night, so it still didn't really make a difference. But this match should have main evented, and it was a hell of a match. I go five. Like I actually 100% enjoyed this match. I thought they fucking killed it.
I would agree for the spectacle, for the way it played out, for all the cameos,
And the Ming
and
slap.
then also the fact that they made it not look the LWO not look like putties.
Yes,
You know what I mean? They helped, and then they got two more members. They got Savio and they got Carlito. So there
yes.
you go.
Savio Vega with
The Quang.
the quang, the quang chop.
He was out there
Oh
quanging it
man,
up, man.
I was happy to see that. That was actually really dope, and the crowd was
Hmm.
electric for it.
Yep.
Next match is the Usos and Sakura defeat Riddle, Zayn, and Owens.
And this one not having championship stakes, I thought it was gonna be whatever, but I think the addition of the back and forth between Jay and Solo, I think added a lot to the match.
Yes.
And I thought it put more story into the match, and that actually made me want to know what's going on after this. So I think for that alone, I'm gonna give it at least a 4.25. But again, it was solid, and it was hard hitting. It's not like it was like just some throwaway match. So I give it the props it deserves for that.
I agree. I'm gonna go 4.25 as well. I thought the match was solid, and also the story between Jay and Solo was very interesting, and he almost got thumbed in the chest.
Hmm.
Main event is Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes.
And I thought Cody was gonna have to bring a gun to this fight, but he didn't. He just had to bring a chair and take the turnbuckle off.
There you go.
That's it. Classic wrestling. I think I I out of everybody who talked about this match, the one that I took to heart was just like the indie guy Matt Cardona's take was like, this is some good old wrestling. I was like, yep, yes it
Yeah.
was. This was a it had shenanigans within the match, not
Yes.
outside, in the match. It had the clear, oh, this is gonna be a suplex city, but then they turn it on its head.
Yep.
You got Cody kicking out of the F5. You got you got Brock just covered in his own blood. You got a lot. You got Cody beating the crap out of him in the beginning of the match.
Yep.
That's what more people should do.
Yes.
Take advantage. You know what I'm saying?
Should
There's
kick
a
in the
lot going
balls.
into it that was like it didn't make it so unbelievable for Brock to lose.
Yeah. I
Like this
agree.
reminded me of a Brock match from like when he first got in there and was actually wrestling with everybody.
Yeah. I
Like
agree
that's what
with
this
that.
reminded me of.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
And he didn't get kicked in the balls.
No, yeah, yeah, true enough, true that.
To lose, like usually they kick him a few times there for him to
Hmm.
lose.
Yeah.
I go 4.25 as well. It was a solid main event. It was a good building for Cody to keep going after Roman, and it gives him more reasons to go after Roman after this. So I'm happy with that. Overall pay per view, we give it.
Overall, I'm gonna give it a 4.25. I think it was great. I think I can't wait till they go back the next time.
Yeah, the crowd was energy. The crowd's energy just made the pay per view so much fun. I go 4.75 just because the crowd energy. Like every match had the crowd rolling and everyone was into each match. The crowd was equally as enthusiastic for every single match, and it was actually I bet it was a lot more fun to wrestle when the crowd was like that. Even the matches that we thought were not going to be that great would line up being great with Seth Rollins and Almas. So very happy with this pay per view, and keep it up, Triple H.
If I could say one thing that this reminded me of, especially the first match, this reminded me of a takeover.
Yeah, I could see that. I had a, yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. All right. Podcasts we listen to. These are the list of podcasts we go through this week. Um, did I? I didn't really listen to a lot this week, but I did catch the After the Bell.
Yes, sir. Damian Priest this week.
Yes, that was a good convo. I definitely listened to that. Um, Van Vliet had fuck, I listened to that too. Where is it? God damn it, my bad. Um, Shout outs to Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. Those guys I listen to every week. They were talking about the WCW entrance thing that did not pass the goal.
Did they get one though? Because I saw the pictures of that they were posting on
That was from
the
the
major
creator.
pod. Oh, they didn't happen to get one. Damn.
No, no,
I
they
think
did
some of
not.
that stuff they need to use them as influencers for it.
No, I agree with that 100%. Like I feel like you should use their. They should definitely use them, but also like um. So we and you probably have more WCW liking of stuff than the new generation does. Like I feel like WCW is kind of like a loss. It's not talked about like ECW is. It's talked
Hmm.
about, but not as like highly as like ECW does, or even the Ads whoever. It kind of is that secondary thing that people talk about.
Hmm.
So me seeing this like the way I would have wanted this, and 100%. I this is just me saying that what I would think would have sold me on this. I would have took the Ultimate Warrior out. I would have took the Hogan out. Just the fact that it's not. It was very WWE style WCW. It was not WCW. I would have
You
gave.
said Hogan. Don't you mean the Warrior?
I took both because Hogan it has figures for WCW. You don't need Hogan in that. You want more the WCW guys to be highlighted, not Hogan
But
again.
nobody needs
No
that
one wanted him.
Warrior.
No one cared about the Hogan.
But nobody needs that
No one
Warrior.
needs the Warrior, but I will switch Hogan with a different wrestler.
I would take, I would take him out, and I would put like Ming,
Booker
and
T.
people would go crazy. Yeah, I could take Hogan out and put Booker T, but I would take the Warrior out and put somebody like Ming or somebody that was deserving of some type of recognition for being there. Because there's some people that were in WCW that were like mainstays,
Yeah,
and they were there for a good long time.
I would have did like so. Booker T was definitely missing from that. I think Booker T should have been one of the guys with the TV title. Have him with the fire pans and the TV title. Then the other one could be a scare character, like you said, Ming being one. Shit, I would have took like with Mortisey or like one
I
of
would have
those
took
weird
Norman
looking characters
Smiley. I
or
would I would
Smiley
100% put
Raven.
Norman Smiley. Raven, yeah, I can see
I would
Raven.
have
I can
took
see
I would have
Raven.
took Raven. I would have took like Billy Kidman or some shit like just like a character that built his career in WCW. So like I would have took something more in that sense, like than what they give. But also the four hundred
Did they
dollar
have
price
Luger?
tag. Mm,
I would even took a Luger.
Nah,
I mean, over Warrior? You
yeah,
kidding me?
yeah, because Warrior didn't really do much in WCW.
And what he did was bad. That's my whole point.
Yeah,
I get Hogan. That's why I'm not against Hogan. Hogan ended up being one of the biggest parts. But look, but here's the thing: Warrior's whole like his experience, the Warrior experience, the One Warrior Nation, that was ass.
yeah,
It
and,
was not good.
and he has a figure
Don't
for that.
relive that. Don't relive that.
That was his first Ultimate.
Was probably one of the biggest botches in like WCW history, bringing him in and thinking it was going to change something, and it was just ass.
Yep, I agree. I did not like that. I didn't like that pick for it, and it didn't make it. It didn't hit the 5,000. Um, the
It's a shame
5,000.
because I saw the quality. It's a shame.
Yeah,
Like the set looked quality. Like I like the set.
I thought it looked really cool. Like I thought it would have been a nice piece to have and things like that. I personally would not because it was just too big for my little shelf and stuff. So it was not
Hmm.
something I was looking at. But I could see for the old school fan to want that. Um, but yeah, $500 for entrance Ray. So Who knows? Maybe you cross your fingers and it will get back up, and maybe they'll change it up a little bit. But let's see.
Throw that warrior in the garbage.
Yes. Omas was on Chris Van Vliet.
Oh, okay, good stuff.
That was what I was looking for. Yeah,
I have not heard many interviews with Omas.
yeah. It was good. It was good. I actually liked it. It was he got a little bit more interesting when I was listening to it.
Hmm.
Um, and that's it. That's all the podcast. Next is our wrestling retrospect, and I got this one because I just thought about we have not went down this hole yet, and we're past 50, so let's go with this one. Stunning Steve Austin.
Okay, okay,
So Steve Austin,
okay.
man, he had hair.
That means, but he only was stunning Steve in one federation, right? He
He was stunning
wasn't
Steve
anywhere else.
Austin. Well, he was stunning Steve Austin in WCW and before WCW.
Before WCW, where was he at? Like, was he in NWA or something like
Yeah,
that? I don't. I
NWA and then
Okay,
Texas. Yeah,
okay,
and
got
Japan.
you.
He has New Japan matches too.
Really?
So
Didn't know that.
if he's not stunning Steve Austin, it's stunning Steve Williams.
Got you.
So
Understood.
that's his real name.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yes, we're gonna go old school Stone Cold and stunning Steve Austin. All right, wrap this up. This is the Wrestling Battle Podcast. Thank you for listening. I'm Merc the Mike. Follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch. Or Merc the Mike. Also follow our Spotify and SoundCloud, Red Cycling Inc. and Merc the Mike. Check those out when you get a chance. And follow Red Cycling Inc.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure you follow us anywhere and everywhere. Red Cyclone Inc. That is Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. That is YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spotify. And we got a WordPress, so check it out.
Yep. And always remember, follow the Jinkies.